The world of ultra-luxury is a universe of rarity, precision, and silence. Today, the crocodile is no longer just a wild predator. It has become an exceptional material, generating billions of dollars for the luxury industry. But have you ever wondered how, each year, millions of crocodiles are born, raised, and eventually transformed into some of the most expensive handbags in the world? Today, we reveal, step by step, the hidden process that few ever get to see. Our journey begins at the very source, the controlled crocodile farms. Almost all crocodile skins used in luxury goods come from certified controlled farms. Wild hunting is strictly prohibited or heavily regulated under CITES, the Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species. The most sought-after species are the Nile crocodile, Crocodilus niloticus, the saltwater crocodile, Crocodilus porosus, and the Siamese crocodile, Crocodilus siamensis. These farms are located in countries like Australia, Zimbabwe, Kenya, Thailand, Vietnam, or even the United States for American alligators. Everything starts with the eggs. Collected from the wild under strict quotas or laid in captivity, the eggs are placed in controlled incubation rooms. Temperature is precisely maintained between 30 and 33 degrees Celsius. Higher temperatures produce more males, while humidity is kept at 80 to 90% to prevent dehydration. This delicate phase lasts 80 to 90 days, with constant monitoring to achieve hatching rates as high as 90% in the best facilities. Once hatched, the young crocodiles are transferred to adapted pens with shallow water. They are fed a high-protein diet of fish and meat to ensure rapid, healthy growth. Ambient temperature is kept between 28 and 32 degrees Celsius, and every parameter is closely watched to prevent disease. Over the next 2 to 3 years, the crocodiles grow to 1.5 to 2 meters in length, the ideal size where the belly skin reaches 35 to 50 centimeters wide. The ultimate goal, a flawless hide with no scars, insect bites, fight marks, or folds. Premium farms separate animals by size to minimize aggression and injuries. The most valuable part is the belly, with its perfectly regular, flat, and symmetrical scales, the signature pattern that will one day adorn the world's most exclusive handbags. After 2 to 3 years of controlled growth on the farm, the crocodiles reach the ideal size. What happens next takes place behind closed doors in certified abattoirs attached to the farms. This is the most hidden and controversial stage of the process, the slaughter and skin recovery. The slaughter occurs in certified facilities that claim to follow international standards aimed at minimizing suffering, though these methods remain highly debated and criticized by animal welfare organizations. The process begins with euthanasia. In regulated farms, the crocodile is first immobilized using electrical stunning, often applied directly in the water with a specialized tool to prevent aggression and ensure operator safety. This is followed by a mechanical stun, such as a captive bolt gun to the head, and then pithing. A metal rod is inserted into the brain to destroy it and confirm death. The goal is to avoid any damage to the valuable belly skin. Once confirmed lifeless, the skin is removed manually with extreme precision. Skilled workers make incisions along the back and sides, carefully peeling the hide away while preserving the integrity of the ventral part, the belly. Only this premium belly section, with its perfect symmetrical scales, is kept for high-end handbags, The rougher sides and back are used for lower-grade products. Time is critical. Immediately after removal, the raw skin is salted heavily to prevent bacterial decomposition, cooled to 410 degrees Celsius, or sometimes frozen. It is then carefully packed and shipped to specialized tanneries within 24 to 48 hours. Any mistake, a poorly placed incision, a nick on the belly, or a delay in preservation can ruin the entire skin, resulting in significant financial loss. One single premium hide can be worth thousands of dollars at this stage. While the industry insists on regulated, controlled protocols, investigations by groups like PETA have raised serious concerns about the effectiveness of these methods and the potential for suffering. This step underscores the profound ethical questions surrounding the transformation of a living animal into a luxury material. The raw, salted skins now leave the farms behind and arrive at specialized tanneries, often in France, Italy, or Switzerland, for the highest luxury standards. Here, over the course of 1 to 3 months, a meticulous transformation takes place. This is the heart of the process. Tanning, where fragile raw hide becomes durable, luxurious leather capable of lasting generations. The journey begins with soaking. The salted raw skins are immersed in large vats or rotating wooden drums filled with water for several days. This rehydrates the hides, washes away the salt, dirt, blood, and remaining preservatives, and removes impurities. Careful control is essential. Too little soaking leaves the skin stiff. Too much risks weakening it. Next comes fleshing or échannage. Workers use specialized mechanical fleshing machines with rotating blades or do it manually to carefully scrape away any residual flesh, fat, and subcutaneous tissue from the inner side. This creates a clean, smooth surface and ensures even penetration in later steps. The core of tanning now begins, acidification and the main tannage. The skins are first soaked in an acidic solution to neutralize and prepare the fibers. Then comes the tanning agent. Most luxury tanneries use mineral tanning with chromium salts for fast, uniform results, producing leather that is strong, resistant to heat, and stable over time. Some opt for vegetable tanning with natural tannins from oak bark or other plants. A slower, more ecological method that can take weeks longer, but yields a uniquely natural feel. This crucial step makes the leather imputrescible. It binds to the collagen fibers, replacing water and preventing decay while preserving the iconic scale texture. Finally, retanning and fat liquoring. Additional agents are added in drums, often synthetic or natural oils, to re-soften the leather after the initial toughness from primary tanning. This restores suppleness, flexibility, and resistance to wear, giving the final crocodile leather its signature luxurious hand feel. Every bath, drum rotation, temperature, and chemical dosage is precisely controlled in these high-end tanneries. The result, a material transformed from perishable hide into one of the most coveted leathers in the world, ready for the artistry that follows. Emerging from the tanning drums, the crocodile leather is now durable and supple, but still natural in color. The next phase is where true luxury is born, dyeing and finishing. In the most exclusive tanneries, much of this work is done by hand to achieve perfect uniformity and depth, a stage guarded with secrecy, especially by houses like Hermès. Dyeing gives the leather its iconic hue. Skins are either immersed in large baths for homogeneous, penetrating color, or sprayed with airbrush guns for subtle gradients and nuanced effects. The palette is vast. Classic black for timeless elegance, earthy browns, deep emerald green, midnight blue, vibrant red, or fully bespoke shades created for individual clients. Once dyed, the finishing determines the final look and feel. Matte finishes preserve a natural, understated appearance. Shiny finishes come from careful oiling and buffing. The most coveted is the glazed or glacé effect, achieved by repeatedly polishing the surface with a smooth agate stone under pressure, creating a mirror-like shine that highlights every scale in dazzling detail. Throughout, experts scrutinize the regularity of the scales under bright light. Any irregularity, uneven dyeing, minor defects in the pattern, or flaws revealed after tanning leads to rejection. In the world of ultra-luxury, only 10 to 30% of the skins meet the uncompromising standards for the very highest grade. The rest are downgraded for lesser products or recycled. Tanneries serving brands like Hermès employ proprietary techniques, closely guarded recipes, and manual methods that produce an unmistakable, unique finish found nowhere else. What began as raw hide from a distant farm is now transformed into one of the rarest and most desirable materials on Earth, ready for the hands of master artisans. The perfectly dyed and finished crocodile leather now leaves the tannery and enters the sacred workshops of luxury maroquinerie, most often in France or Italy. Here, in quiet, light-filled ateliers, the material meets the highest level of human craftsmanship. The next crucial stage is selection and cutting, where years of work and thousands of euros hang on the precision of a single blade. Every single skin arrives individually and is first subjected to rigorous inspection, spread out on large illuminated tables under powerful specialized lights. Master artisans examine each hide by hand and with magnifying tools. They search for the slightest imperfection, uneven color absorption, tiny scratches, irregular scales, or flaws that only become visible after finishing. Only the absolute best are approved for flagship pieces. Once selected, the skin passes to the master cutter, one of the most experienced and respected roles in the workshop. With decades of expertise, the cutter studies the natural pattern of the belly scales and decides exactly how to position the bag components. The most beautiful, perfectly symmetrical center of the belly is reserved for the front and main panels of the handbag, ensuring the iconic harmonious scale motif that defines luxury crocodile pieces. Cutting is performed almost entirely by hand, using razor-sharp knives, guided by precise metal or cardboard templates. Some larger elements may be cut with hydraulic presses for perfect straight edges, but every placement is manual. The goal is to maximize yield while maintaining flawless symmetry. A large premium skin can typically provide material for 2 to 4 bags, depending on size and model. A single misplaced cut, even by a few millimeters, can ruin an entire section and waste a skin worth several thousand euros. This is why only the most skilled artisans are entrusted with this responsibility. Years of training and an almost artistic intuition are required to read each unique skin and unlock its full potential. At this stage, the crocodile leather is no longer just a material. It is on the verge of becoming an icon of luxury. The precisely cut pieces of crocodile leather now enter the heart of the luxury atelier. Here, in serene workshops bathed in natural light, the true magic happens. Despite being produced by the world's most famous manufacturers, every step remains profoundly artisanal. No automated machines touch the key stages, only the skilled hands of highly trained craftsmen transform these rare fragments into one of the most coveted objects on Earth. The assembly begins with mounting. The artisan carefully aligns and temporarily fixes the crocodile panels, front, back, sides, and gussets, using clips or light adhesive. Internal reinforcements, often made of rigid leather or composite materials, are inserted to give the bag its iconic structured shape and lasting strength. Next comes the legendary saddle stitch, or poinsettia, the signature of the highest luxury houses. Using 2 needles and a single length of waxed linen thread, the artisan sews by hand in a double running stitch. Each needle passes through the same hole from opposite sides, locking the thread and creating unparalleled durability. Even if one stitch fails, the seam holds. This technique, unchanged for centuries, demands perfect tension and rhythm. The structure is complete, the stitch is perfect, the crocodile leather gleaming. But a true luxury handbag is more than leather and thread. It is defined by its signature hardware. In this penultimate stage, precious metal accessories are meticulously added, turning the bag into a fully functional, iconic object of desire. One by one, the metal elements are carefully installed by hand. The clasp or fermoir, often a complex turning lock mechanism, is riveted or screwed with absolute precision. The iconic padlock and matching keys, symbols of exclusivity, are attached with tiny leather straps or chains. Protective metal feet are fixed to the base to preserve the leather from wear. Buckles, rings, and swivel snaps for handles complete the assembly. These pieces are crafted from precious metals, brass plated in gold or palladium for durability and shine, or solid 18-karat gold for the most exceptional creations. Each component is polished to a mirror finish before installation, ensuring it complements the glossy crocodile scales perfectly. Subtle engravings follow: the house logo, a discreet artisan's blind stamp, and a unique serial number, often hidden inside a pocket or under the flap. These marks authenticate the bag and trace its origin, a quiet promise of rarity and provenance. Nothing is left to chance. Every clasp is opened and closed dozens of times to guarantee smooth, effortless movement. Locks are tested for security, feet checked for perfect alignment, and all hardware examined for flawless seating against the leather. The slightest resistance or misalignment means rework, or, in extreme cases, rejection. This stage demands not only technical skill, but also an acute aesthetic eye. The hardware must enhance the leather without overpowering it. When perfectly executed, the metal and crocodile become one, a harmony of strength, elegance, and timeless luxury. The hardware is in place, the stitches flawless, the leather and metal in perfect harmony. The handbag now looks complete, but in the world of ultra-luxury, completion is never assumed. Before it ever leaves the atelier, every single piece must pass one last unforgiving examination, the final quality control. In a dedicated, brightly lit inspection room, the finished crocodile handbag is placed on a soft stand or held by a senior quality controller, often the most experienced eyes in the workshop. The inspection is both visual and tactile, methodical and exhaustive. The artisan examines every centimeter under powerful natural and artificial light, checking the perfect symmetry of the scales across all panels, the evenness of the color and gloss, the alignment of every stitch, the seamless integration of hardware. Fingers run along edges and seams to detect the slightest irregularity in texture or tension. Even the scent is evaluated. The bag must smell neutral and clean, with no lingering trace of chemicals from tanning or dyeing. Any faint off-note is grounds for rejection. If the smallest flaw is found, an imperfect stitch, a microscopic scratch on the metal, a barely perceptible asymmetry, or an unacceptable odor, the decision is absolute. Perfection achieved, the handbag has passed every test. Yet before it can travel the world and reach its owner, one final requirement remains, not of craftsmanship, but of law and ethics. In the global trade of exotic leathers, nothing moves without absolute proof of legality. This is the stage of certification and traceability. Every crocodile skin handbag destined for international sale must carry ironclad documentation under CITES, the Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species. This United Nations treaty strictly regulates the trade in protected species to prevent overexploitation and ensure survival in the wild. Inside each bag, discreetly placed in an interior pocket, is an official CITES certificate. It proves that the skin comes from a legally authorized, registered farm, never from wild poaching. The document details the species, the country of origin, the exporting farm, and the year of production. Alongside it, the luxury house provides its own traceability record, a unique serial number engraved or stamped on the hardware and recorded internally. This number links the finished bag all the way back, from the specific atelier and artisan to the tannery batch, to the exact farm where the crocodile was raised. In some cases, advanced systems even allow tracing to the individual animal or breeding group. Without these documents, the handbag cannot legally cross international borders. Customs authorities seize undocumented exotic items, and severe penalties, fines or confiscation await both seller and buyer. This final layer of bureaucracy, often invisible to the client, is what allows the industry to claim legitimacy. It separates regulated, farm-raised luxury from illegal wildlife trade, while reminding us that behind every exquisite scale lies a complex chain of global regulation, responsibility, and ongoing debate. From the carefully controlled incubation of an egg on a distant farm, to the final merciless quality inspection in a silent Parisian atelier, you now know exactly how one of the most expensive handbags in the world is born. A process that spans years, continents, thousands of hours of human skill, and an extraordinary chain of precision, secrecy, and regulation. If you stayed until the very end of this deep dive into the hidden world of crocodile luxury, prove it right now in the comments by writing just one word: crocodile. Your comment will tell us you watched every step, every secret revealed. If you found this journey fascinating, don't hesitate to subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss our upcoming videos. In the comments below, tell us, what do you want us to dissect next? Your suggestions will guide our next documentary. Thank you for watching. See you in the next masterpiece.